all your school rugby, all in one place. This is NextGen 15.
Alright guys, welcome to NextGen 15, and in today's video we are going to be ranking the top 10 rugby schools in the world for 2021. So if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to click that subscribe button as well as bell notification, and as soon as new videos are released you'll be the first to know. It should be remembered that although we normally do top 20 rankings, due to the situation we're not able to rank UK and Irish schools, and only one Australian school is contained in this list, and this is due to the AAGPS, CAS and other prestigious competitions in Australia having had their seasons curtailed. Now this list is as close as we could get to a top list, and we trust that it will be taken within the right spirit. Now before we get to the top 10, if you are a young aspiring rugby player who's looking for a bit more exposure or would like an online CV, head over to our talent hub. The link will be in the description, or you just simply head to www.nextgenxv.com, click on talent hub, athlete sign up, and the rest is very self-explanatory. So with that, let's get into the top 10. In 10th place, we have Paul Boys from South Africa. Now, although many felt this was Paul Boys' year and that there were certain contenders for a number 1 ranking, the team fell short on overall expectation, which is mainly due to injuries to key players. The fact that a national ranking of 5th and a global ranking of 10th is seen as below expectation should tell you all you need to know about the strength of this program. 3 players were selected for the SA Under 18 team, namely Klaas Flauw Kompion van Ludwig, powerful centre Keegan Smith, and 8th man and leader Abu Ndabambi. Moving on to 9th place, we have Hamilton Boys from New Zealand. Another perennial overachiever that's somewhat disappointed by their high standards this year, Hamilton Boys have been a dominant force in New Zealand school rugby for some time. A program run by Nigel Hotham, himself one of the most respected coaches in New Zealand, this year's team had, as all teams before it, the pressure to perform. 2 losses in the Super 8 is something that is almost unheard of, yet they bounced back with a win over Hastings in the Super 8 final, recording their 5th title in a row. The school had 6 reps in this year's New Zealand schools team, namely Austin Anderson, Taylor Cahill, Taha Kamara, Sean Ralph, Gabe Robinson and Peyton Spencer. Moving on to 8th place, we have Bishops from South Africa. All the hype was around the Bishops class of 2020, who many felt were generationally gifted, but not many saw the performance of this year's crop coming. Playing the Bishops' mantra of running rugby, the team overcame their southern suburbs rivals with relative ease and then easily dispensed of Wanden's powerhouse Porus in what was one of the performances of the season. Wes Chetty is certainly developing an exceptional program, and one feels that higher honours certainly await him as a coach. 3 Bishops players made the SA Under 18 squad this year, namely class scrum half Imad Khan, centre Suleiman Hartzenberg, who is a name you should remember, and Bruce Sherwood, who will be back again next year and looks the real deal. In 7th place, we have Hastings from New Zealand. One of the new kids on the block in terms of world-class rugby programs, Hastings have certainly packed a punch in the last few years, with the class of 2017 in particular being one of the best in recent memory. Unlikely champions in 2019, the team is well coached and their talent identification has been second to none, with some special players having come through the ranks in recent years. Cooper Flanders and Geordie Viljoen were selected for the New Zealand schools team this year, and we are told they have bright futures in the game. Viljoen, incidentally, is the son of former SA school scrum half Jochie. His grandfather Jochie Sr. was a Springbok, showing that the apple does not fall far from the tree. In 6th place, we have Oakdale Landbou from South Africa. One of the great tragedies of the 2021 season was the fact that Oakdale Landbou did not have a full season. A generally gifted outfit, the Riversdale team were a consistent force at age group level, and many felt that this, their final year, would be the one that they could rise all the way to the top. It was, however, not just the victories themselves, but the manner in which they played the game. 4 Oakdale players were named in the SA Under 18 team this year, namely powerful prop Dean Hiernis, exceptionally talented loose forwards Paul de Villiers and Philip Kleinons, as well as Neil LaRue, who is a name you should remember. In 5th place, we have Nagoya College from Australia. The only Australian team on this list, and for good reason. Nagoya are an Australian school rugby institution, and no doubt this year's team were among the best. Only 5 matches were played in this year's GPS, and Nagoya were victorious in all 5 fixtures before the remaining matches were called off. With 42 titles in their lustrous history, there's no doubt 2021 would have been number 43. Although no Australian school side was selected for 2021, we've been told that 2 players to keep a very close eye on are lock Daniel Mavaya and centre Robert Tawaya. In 4th place, we have St. Peter's from New Zealand. The St. Peter's class of 2018 defied all expectation on their way to a national championship. Not many people gave that year's team much of a chance, but the class of 2021 is a different prospect altogether. Powerful yet mobile forwards are complemented with a backline that oozes quality. A 9-1 Auckland 1A season showcases the quality in this team. To lose only one fixture in what many see as the toughest school league in the world speaks of the quality that exists within the team. A real head-scratcher was their lack of representation at New Zealand schools level, with only Andrew Smith being named to the team, with Jeremiah Assey and superstar back AJ Faliafaga being named to the Barbarian squad. In third place, we have Grey College from South Africa. Our number one ranked team in 2018 and 2019 falls to third in 2021, and despite that, do not think for a second that the quality of the Grey College program has fallen. This is far from the case, and only one loss in the last 4 years, and that loss by 2 points, shows you just how deep-rooted the Grey College rugby DNA is. After their loss, Grey travelled down to Paul to face their fierce rivals Paul boys. The boys from Paul were confident that they stood every chance of a victory, but were undone by a 37 points to 3 margin. The most dangerous Grey College team is one with their backs to the wall, as their opponents found out. As usual, Grey College were very well represented in the South African under-18 team, with no less than 7 of the boys making the squad. Those selected were Jean Smith, Johan Lowe and Niels Volschenk from the grade 12s, and from the grade 11s, Caleb Abrahams, Alfonso Isaacs, Jean-Ray Breitenbach and J.F. van Heerden all made the team and will return for the team next year. In second place, we have Pauldron from South Africa. The school that ended the Grey College unbeaten run that had started all the way back in 2017, Pauldron were our number one ranked school in South Africa, and for good reason. Peter Rossoni's team have been working hard behind the scenes to ensure that the gym program reached the pinnacle of South African schools rugby, and it looks to us they are not done yet. Not only did they record that impressive win over Grey College, but a record win over Pretoria Powerhouse Gasfontein and comfortable win over their Wyners rivals Porus certainly helped their cause. From this year's grade 12s, Prop Blokkies Lavanya and Lok Henny Sieberhagen are players who certainly have a big future ahead and made the SA 18 squad. It was perhaps a foreshadowing of what is to come that Liam Kuhn, P.A. van Niekerk, Loban Opperman and Luca Bakkers, all grade 11s, were included in this year's SA 18 team. Keep a close eye on these talents, as well as some of their teammates who no doubt will be hoping for a repeat of this year's heroics next year, and only a fool would bet against that. So, who is our number one school for 2021? Pauldron were a fantastic outfit, there's no doubt about that, and we are certain that our South African audiences are tearing their hair out that Jimmy's were not selected as our number one school this year. A big reason for this is it's really hard to judge a team after 5 fixtures. Had there been more fixtures, it would have been naturally a different outcome. Further, any self-respecting school rugby supporter will tell you that any Pauldron team is judged upon inter-schools. With no inter-schools and no fixtures against the likes of Bishops and Oakdale Lundbo, it was hard to give them the top spot over the team we went with. The team we went with proved their mettle this year, and in our opinion are very much worthy of being ranked the number one schools team in the world. And that team is Carlton boys from New Zealand. More than worthy of a number one ranking, Carlton proved themselves formidable opponents to all they faced in 2021 and were unbeaten with a perfect record of 10 from 10 in the Auckland 1A division. The Auckland 1A division is one of the toughest school competitions on the planet. It is where most of the All Blacks hail from, and to give you further perspective, the last time a school went unbeaten in the Auckland League was all the way back in 2013, with St Kinnigan going through the season unbeaten, although one of those results was in fact a draw. Few would have bet against Carlton winning a first national title since 2011, as the team had quality in abundance and plenty of depth within their squad. Surprising, despite all of this dominance, Carlton only had 2 New Zealand schools players selected, namely Tony Taffa and Essendon Tuitupo. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Do you feel that we got our selections right? Please let us know in the comment section down below, and as always, have a fantastic week further. Cheers. Bye.